Hello and welcome back to... Fucking stop throwing rocks at my crime scene, you son of a bitch. Back to Disco Elysium, that's it. That is for kids wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man. Trying to grow... Ah, that's the lady with the herbs. Herbs? I'm not sure. What's this? Letter R wears a crown. The ribbon below, a light above descending. Don't really understand that.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yes, I feel like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
Just a hunch. Maybe someone threw something in there. How do we get the lock
Try
open?
using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage.
Or?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags.
Fair enough.
Probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
I did like the option that you could be like, nope, no, we're doing the crowbar.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth.
Why do you have to say it like that?
You seem to be holding your breath.
Look down.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
God, what is that? Why is it so bad?
Decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
And turn away. I thought we were gonna try and take him down. Oh, there's something over here. Ooh, a little bit of money and some magnesium. Winch mechanisms has been oxidizing for some years. Oh, I can't reach that apparently. What's going on over here?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Why am I looking at this pile? That's not a... Yeah, I may retry it.
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid palette, rhythmic pattern, calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff.
Huh.
No, there's more to this. You get this strange.
What an interesting series of checks. What feeling?
Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones.
What is this?
Nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartner Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. Hence the name Eternite. Sadly, the only lasting thing turned out to be the material's highly carcinogenic effect.
That's not great. I believe the best thing to do would be to grab a pry bar first of all. Is a pry bar different from a crowbar?
A set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I kind of want to tap on the fuel preheater gauge.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now.
Fair.
Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC.
I like that. I'm gonna pull out the toolbox. I'm gonna grab the pry bar.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. Heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
I feel like chain cutters might be good.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, though the cutters...
Might as well take the flashlight.
Robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue. Blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
Indeed.
The pull-out toolboxes.
Close the door. Thank you. And now we have a bunch of stuff. We can't access the bag during dialogue. That's interesting. Tools. Pry bar is gonna be useful. Ooh, held items. Alright, we decided we might as well ask for a key. Let's do that as well. But I feel like the cutters are gonna be needed for taking down the body.
Can I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the whirling in rags.
Well, that's what I mean.
Thank you for clearing the dead. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
Hmm.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Callous. I wonder what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
Ah, I see. Doesn't it seem callous to you? Guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
The voiceover said 9-day government. Interesting discrepancy. Father of scientific communism. Curious. Tell me more.
He killed himself.
I am no Krasmazov.
No one was implying you were, officer. Where were we?
We need those
What
keys.
do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Harsh and sudden voice.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Goodbye. What was that? The loading is really fast. I don't have time to read the tooltips. But I think it said to not be afraid. Okay. To not be afraid of saying weird things.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
I'm gonna open the padlock with a key.
When oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there is something in there?
There is, but you won't like it.
That's fine.
Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
I'm gonna open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
I'm gonna look under the boxes of carton.
You see milk and egg rest with some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
At least I got my gloves.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
I'm gonna pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
I'm gonna grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
Ooh.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Ooh, evidence bag.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. Fill them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it.
Wasn't he hanging by a belt?
I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
I'm gonna reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Bag the shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of ribbed-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
Thrown out towel, mug, that's all.
Alright, we should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I advise against confronting that force.
Think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
We need to ask the kids to put them there.
What's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Ah. Okay.
Lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
I'm gonna search the food waste real quick.
Waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly. Unidentified sludge and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
I'm gonna pick it out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it.
Oh, shit!
Badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes. Written in a man's handwriting.
How would one know?
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Look, I don't know what this is.
Please, look. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
An autopsy form?
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
It must have been cramping my style. Honestly, that seems pretty reasonable. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet.
Well,
He doesn't know what to say.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your boat.
I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Okay, good to know when I get there. Read your ledger and name the case. I'm gonna get this mug too.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking
Oh.
in saffron,
Antique.
only in its social sensibility.
I don't have an option to not take the mug then? The yellow man mug.
You've acquired an interactable item.
Yeah, thank you.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Nice.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Oh, shit.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally.
We?
And now we know your combo type.
There are couple types?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
I guess I'm the sorry cop.
Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
What are the other couple types?
Oh, you know. Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go.
Won't the other couple types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copper type from sorry to anything.
I can be sorry and something else? I don't know what this means. What the fuck do you mean couple type? Thought cabinet. I do not understand. Fine, I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million.
Well, that would be nice. Am I being... One sorry piece of shit, a cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord. Lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial. Ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. That will lower my authority, but I'm not really interested in going for authority. Mazovian, we know what that means now, because Mazov was the something communism. I think I'm gonna internalize this thought.
That won't happen.
Yeah. Can I... Oh, autosave.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eye.
Can I take him down?
There he still is.
Can I... Kim? Should I be... I don't know if the world... Oh, right. Interact objects. I forgot. Let's start with the mug, actually. What's that little sign?
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
I mean, there... I suppose there is something to read into it.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
A merchant. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work? Just finish your case, detective.
Fine. I don't know why I picked up the mug. Once I didn't know it was a racist mug until I picked it up. Okay? And interact.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Did you say urinal? I thought you said urinal. Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Wow.
Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Below the... Huh. I'm gonna browse the white papers.
Not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What is in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Attempted 2 cases a week. Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
Fair enough. 2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Why are you so understanding? I'm not a good person.
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
There was a mention of a naming convention there.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Alright.
A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Vespertine. Don't know what that word means. Oh my, they're written in capital letters
Yes,
too.
all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
More?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Uka parlor. Even the rare Article 3 collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Hey Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
The alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one with
Oh,
titles.
you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named the case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Interesting, we're peeling back some layers on Kim
I
here.
pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died.
Damn.
It was a workplace accident.
I'm gonna count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Commit to paper.
Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It's unfitting of this monumental event.
Kim, do you have a pen?
The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder, like large caliber bullets on an ammo belt.
Again, very interesting turn of phrase.
He is not really saying anything, just standing there, looking at them.
Can I have one?
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
Why? With this beauty, commit to paper.
If completed, flow out to the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand, uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
I'm gonna cross out the ones I finished.
Satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you.
Interesting.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Rechoval. Is that the name? Rechoval? Citizens Militia. Got it. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
I kind of like the Hanged Man. Like the tarot card. That's a bit extra. No. I'm just gonna go with the Hanged Man.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
How interesting that you're so on board with that. You're a curious guy, Kim.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
It is good. Thank you. I'm done inspecting these.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Can I read the case files now?
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
Alright. HDB 41. 41 is the precinct. Then time of arrival on the scene. Date of initialization and time of arrival on scene. So 41. That'll be 1201 January, I presume. And the time. Wait, HDB 41. Weren't those officer precincts?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
Indeed. And HDB.
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Just notice I leveled up. I'm having trouble with perception. I want more perception. It's funny that's under motorics. Hram Darjan bin Zakin, Horace Debbie Berenger. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that.
Got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with, but it's the one you got. So sorry.
What a... That's super weird. So logic... Is that because it's my... I don't know. Crossed out a few of these. That's nice.
Yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, honcho.
It's shit, honcho. Why do you talk like that? How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
I can revisit this. Feel like now is not the time.
Much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
I'm gonna browse to the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
Keep waiting to be filled out and then rip them out from the... Okay. What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Fair enough. Field autopsy sounds relevant.
Dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form, waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Misconduct fine?
Military penalization, ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. But they appear pleasantly vague.
Station
These
call.
are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Enough of these.
All that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The
We
rest
do
of
have
the
a dead guy.
cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copy of paper.
Huh. Look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy.
U4.
Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters RCM.
Shake the ledger. Does that do anything?
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Curious.
Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Peek inside.
Plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
Okay. What do you say the color was?
The blue heart. Don't look into it.
I don't know about this. The gut feelings are all like fucking telling me not to do shit. How would I open it?
With your hands, U4 sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the
I'm not very good at that. But I can try.
is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it.
Goddamn thing is
The ledger
stuck.
quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic
Okay, so when I put in more skill points, I'm gonna put this ledger away for the time being. I have a blue oblong pen. Can I give it back? Ooh. That's interesting.
an inconspicuous pile of the roofing material.
28 is not impossible.
Because it's nice and orderly, it reveals no...
Fair enough. Can I see that? Not quite. Human being. Can I bring it down now?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below.
Oh, something here.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
I'm gonna try and get an exact count.
Maybe more than 12. No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Ooh, look at that. I'm gonna go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 44.
46, 44. Are these European sizes?
3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46.
Which is it?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
Alright, count more.
5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41.
41 is smaller. Male or female is a valid question.
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent.
Indeed.
The gait is undeveloped.
I'm pretty good at this, ain't I? I was thinking the same thing.
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it. And the tracks burn in the middle of it. In a strange, beautiful way.
I'm gonna count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
That's a big man, baby.
8. And yet another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
The right sole specifically.
How many?
8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
Same guys going back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
I'm gonna start with the light step, number 41 shoe.
Or a kid?
I don't think there's any way to be sure.
Understood. Anything else?
Everyone, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other?
It could be.
Let's say a heavily...
That's smart. I didn't think of that.
Similarly built, soon to be dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One of them was carrying him over. I think so.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
You're thinking, why did they have to carry him?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he was dead already. Maybe the victim wasn't conscious.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
An aberration. One sole is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the odd sole.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joint in the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
A drummer? I don't want to call him stupid. That's not a bad shout. One of the people we're looking for is a drummer?
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
I'm gonna nod
We
thoughtfully.
should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent. I don't think we are attracting too much. Oh. Did shit get darker? How old do you think these tracks are?
Maybe 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller.
Yes.
Reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashon. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
That checks out.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed.
First glance.
Stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
Could be more complicated than that.
Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
I think we have a firm understanding of what happened here.
The lieutenant's eye is narrow. He's thinking to himself.
Either way. What else?
We've been through it all. Can I... You know what? I'll see if I can take him down next time. I'm gonna save now and I will see you next time.